Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are in this most beautiful world. And welcome to the absolute best RTS game on the planet, beyond all reason, baby. Tonight we got the Masters League for you. As you can see, proudly displayed here on the APM website. The Masters League is a 1v1 single elimination weekly tournament with a $1,000 or euro prize pool. So throughout the year, every week, our fighters contest to earn points on the leaderboard. Whoever finishes first at the end of the year will get a $100 bonus. And then the top 16 will advance to play for the €900 prize pool. So it's advised to have an OS of at least 25 if you want to participate in this one. If you are below 25, you are invited to the Apprentice League. So just join our Discord. You can find it linked in the official bar Discord, and there you can find all the information. This week we have 2 fight nights. Well, actually we had 4. This is the third. We already had 2 Apprentice League, one in the EU time zone and one in the American time zone. Today we have the Masters League EU version, and later tonight, in about 5 or 6 hours, we will have the USA time zone Masters League, where Asia Pacific or America and those time zones can join in. So tonight we got quite a few contestants, but not that many actually than we are used to. Oh, I think I'm on the wrong one. Excuse me for that one. Let's find the correct one. This one. There we go. So here we have the people checked in. We got Yun, Flying Duck, Emre, Teddy, Hayaji, Maratus, Busy Jack, Victoria, and Kul. 2 new names, I think. Cool, we haven't seen participating, and I think also Teddy is new to this one. So excited to see a few new players in here. Yeah, probably the reason why we don't have that many tonight is because the America is later tonight, and maybe a lot of the guys are gonna be participating in that one. So let's jump over to the brackets. So we're gonna be seeing Victoria fighting Kul, and that is gonna be the only round 1. Also, let me edit not the matches, but the rounds, so I can do round 4 and change that to a best of 5. There we go. So that should. All right, nice. So the finals are a best of 5. So whoever wins here is gonna be playing versus Yun. We got Teddy versus Hayaji, Flying Duck versus Busy Jack, and Emre versus Marat. If you have any preferences to what you want to see, let me know in chat, and I will jump over to that one. So let's go over to the game scene. Here we go. Yes. And what do we want to watch? What do we want to watch? Maybe we're gonna look at Teddy versus Hayaji? Let's find Teddy. Oh, he isn't in game just yet. Maybe Cool? Not even that one. Maybe Victoria? Here we go. Victoria is waiting over here. Let me spectate this one. So she's waiting for Cool to jump in. Maybe Emre is out and ready? Emre? Maratus and Emre, these guys are in here? Well, actually, it's only Maratus in here, so... Flying Duck and Busy Jack, maybe? At least these guys are in here. Alright, 43 OS versus 53 OS. Maybe we can take the opportunity to quickly take a look on the map pool for tonight. So the way this works is that every week the winner of the weekly fight night can choose a map to be added to the pool and can optionally remove one. So last week we had, well, the week before that we had Hot Stepper added by X Factor Live, and then the last week he won as well, and he added special Hot Stepper in there. So we got 2 lava maps in here, which is interesting, I think. But it looks like Flying Duck and Busy Jack are banning both Hot Stepper and Special Hot Stepper, so we're not gonna be seeing that. Looks like the first map is gonna be Pools of Ailis. So this one is created by Nep, the original creator of Fight Nights, and also a bar contributor and a bar mapper. Currently on a break though. Next one is gonna be High Noon. That is gonna be very interesting actually, because it's a large water part, kind of like this map. Then Flying Duck bans Devils, and then he bans Feast, and the third map will be Isides Crack. I think a very classical 1v1 map, if I can actually find it. Guys, Isides Crack has been removed. But anyways, we got our map. So the first one is gonna be Pools of Isles. The second one, High Noon. So then, yeah, of course, Flying Duck now gets 2 more bans because of that. I did start the YouTube stream as well, but it doesn't seem to be working. Oh, it is working. Okay, cool. Hello, YouTube. How is everybody doing over here? Oh no, I'm sorry. This is not King of the Hill. Let me change the stream title. Over here. How do I do that again? Oh man, it's completely changed. Maybe if I go to the channel, and then this one, and then I can do edit video. All right, here we are. So it is Fight Night Masters League. Copy, paste. There we go. And then also maybe select a different icon for it. Bar. Fight Night. Over here. Can I get the Masters logo in here? Where is it? Maybe this one. Yeah. There we go. Oh. Try again. Alrighty, so the stream title and the icon has been changed. Let's jump into the game. Alright, YouTube is working. That's cool. Anyways, let's switch over to the game scene and let's see how these guys are gonna be fighting each other. A bit of a smaller fight night this evening. So as I mentioned before, we do have the American version going down later tonight. So that's maybe why our players are a little bit distributed over the 2 editions of this week's Fight Night. But yeah, that's maybe to be expected, since we are also, of course, trying to provide some opportunity for different time zones to compete.
Battle started.
And here we go. Flying Duck with a Cortex Commander. And Busy Jack also Cortex. He already queued his lab. So Busy is going bots. And let's see what Flying Duck is gonna be doing. Still building his wins. Seems like a classical opener for vehicles, since he's building 4 windmills, but no, it's gonna be bots as well. So this first matchup on Pools of Ailis will be bots versus bots, and they will be the Cortex variants. Let's see what he's gonna be queuing up. Grave Rubber first. He wants the reclaim. There's quite a bit on this map in the form of these crystals that you see scattered over different positions here, so Maybe if I select the commander, you can see the numbers. That's 6k worth of energy over here, 8.9k. So yeah, very concentrated little patches of crystal, and both commanders seem to be prioritizing that. No, Flying Duck is going for a constructor first, so he wants to expand his metal before he expands his E production. Busy Jack has chosen to jump on the energy. And then he is pushing out his first constructor, so a little bit of a greedy start from both our commanders in this first game. Let me get the YouTube chat on my screen, so if these guys are asking something, at least I can provide an answer. Oh, this new YouTube setting that they automatically translate to whatever language you are in. I mean, why? How about just leaving it in English and giving me the option to change the language? YouTube? Oh, it's actually also working on my shorts. Can you imagine watching a short and then suddenly it's not in English anymore, it is in your native language? It's so freaking annoying. Busy check with a little bit of a commander. Oh yeah, it doesn't have the metal. Maybe not the best of openings here from Busy. A little bit slow on the metal produced. Probably because he chose a Resbot before choosing anything else. Also actually has stopped his Resbot getting the energy because he has too much. Yeah, a little bit of a bitter start for Busy Jack there. Anyways, let's see if he can recuperate. There's already 7 ducks. No, not ducks. Grunts out for Flying Duck. I should have no problem cleaning this one up. And there we have the first casualty of today's fight night, the poor grunt lying in a heap of smoke. I'm hoping my OBS will stay stable, because when I stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, sometimes it bugs out, so here's hoping to the streaming gods that everything will be going alright. You see Jack trying to sneak in on the back, but Flying Duck captured that nicely. Another one going in on the other side, but also probably gonna be getting cut by these grunts. Flying Duck might want to expand his radar range a little bit to get some early indications of these intrusions by our red commander. Again, nicely cut by Flying Duck. Expanding his presence on the map nicely. Center lane seems to be going for a poke. South lane just for securing and making sure his constructor is alright. Even putting up an LT to defend as well. Nice round by Busy on this incursion. I think he should be even good for getting that. Ooh, a little bit too late with his left portion of the army, giving Busy Jack the opportunity to retreat. With a little bit more APM he could have easily won that, but now there is a hell of a lot of grunts going down for him. This constructor might be getting shut down here. Yes, that's a nice catch for Flying Duck. He's gonna be happy with that one. In 1v1, losing your constructors is very, very, very bad. And Busy Jack has lost his second now and is on his way to lose a third. That is not good. Almost all of his expanding constructors have been cleaned up. Yeah, a flying start for Flying Duck. doing better on each slider. Top right, you can see the sliders. You can also, by the way, engage that in game if you'd like. So metal production per second is the first one. Energy per second is the second one. Third one is metal produced, the total amount of metal, the total energy produced, and then the last one is army value. So as you can see, 80%
Battle
advantage
paused.
on that. Oh, we got a pause from Busy. He's got food delivered apparently. He's gonna get his food, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit for him to get that sorted out. I'm gonna take the opportunity to also fill my glass for a second. I will be right back.
Battle resumed.
I wonder if Busy is now gonna be playing bar while eating. Multitasking is a thing. Oh, and after losing the construction bots, he's also losing his res bot, and is still outnumbered here in this lane. Nice macro by Flying Duck, cleaning up even more of his opposing army. Busy Jack just keeps sending them in basically one by one. Okay, now he's got a nice formation going, and Flying Duck is retreating. It's got a little bit going on in here, but that shouldn't be no issue for Flying Duck. Oh, small APM style here. Busy can take advantage of that. Probably want to stay away from the LT, but he's getting chased, so he has no option, has to go in and loses most of his grunts in the process. But yeah, look at that damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mixes down and under for Busy, even expanding his metal lead. He's now at 42 metal per second versus 11 for Busy Jack. Yeah, that is already heavily behind here for our red commander. Flying Duck knows he's ahead, so he keeps on pushing. Smart moves by our APM clan member. Busy knows he's outnumbered, so he's retreating. More backup coming though, so maybe that should be enough to get that under control. Still, he needs more metal. He needs a hell of a lot of metal. Flying Duck is more than doubling his energy, his metal production at the moment. It's not a good position for Busy to be in. Also, his solars here are, of course, in a bit of an awkward position. Just one LLT defending quite a bit of his energy production. And the fight rages on in the middle. Still grunts versus grunts. And look at Flying Duck just pumping out those grunts. Look at the Congo line. Oh my god. That's a hell of a lot of units going for him. 50 units at the moment. Oh, and it looks like he already has taken the time to transition into the air and is pushing shurikens now to the front. Yeah, if he can get a sufficient amount, it's gonna be devastating for the red commander, for Busy. He's also located his commander, might be thinking about still just shurikens. He's not going for a commander snipe. It's a bit more difficult since Cortex does not have the Banshee. Banshee is, as you know, a very well unit to snipe a commander with. Now shurikens, of course, being heavily used and picking up stranglers, giving the opportunity for these guys to just shoot down defenseless grunts. And yeah, that is a hell of a big army now going for Busy. And And they just keep on coming, as you can see. He's just sprinting them out. I do believe he soon will be going in for the kill. Busy did bring out a few anti-air bots, so the shurikens are cleaned up, but the anti-air bots as well. Oh, most of the backup is focused on cleaning up a little incursion there, maybe giving Busy Jack a little bit of breathing room. Also a lot of constructor res bots going out to res the units. Maybe a little bit of a necromancer move can equalize the playing field here. But still, that is so much units, and they are heavily outnumbering. Busy army advantage 4k to 1k, 4 times more army for Flying Duck. And as you can see, he has captured already half of his map, while Busy Jack has only this left side. And there we got it. Busy Jack calls it for the first game. I hope Busy has finished his dinner and can now get all of his APM, his full concentration on the game. He's gonna be needing it, because if he loses this one, it is GG for him. It is single elimination, best of 3, so if Flying Duck can score the next one, he pushes Busy Jack out of the tournament. Alright, let's have a look on chat. Any questions or the likes? Gandhi the Slav, well, this is fight night. We are fighting for $1,000. We do want the best players to compete, so we're not going to be playing with Legion, because I think a lot of the high level players would say, what? I ain't fighting Legion, and actually I can understand that. But yeah, maybe in the future, but that's at least going to be after the release of Bar, since that will not be including Legion. Estronic, welcome to the chat. This is your first time chatting in here. Thank you for being here. And yeah, well played by Flying Duck for sure. Very nicely done by him. The next map is a bit of a different map though. There is, as you can see, a big water portion about it, and not that many mechs on land to capture. So we're probably going to be seeing a build-up of forces here in the middle. This small, how should I call it, shadow part of the map, and yeah, and then it's the first guy who can actually poke to the other side, who actually manages to break the pork there, should be able to do some damage on the other side. YouTube, how is YouTube doing? Still good over here? Looks good. Okay, cool stuff.
Welcome, Commander.
There we go. Alrighty, let's see what is going to be the composition. Looks like Flying Duck is going Armada. He's just switched up his starting position to a little bit more of a front spot. Flying Duck is safely starting in the back close to his Geo. So we got an aggressive start by Busy, and maybe a more defensive classical approach by Flying Duck.
Battle started.
Flying Duck is Armada this time, and so is Flying Duck. Looks like he will be going into vehicles. Will Busy also go vehicles? Blitz is of course very strong on this one. Yep. So we're going from Cortex bot to, in the first map, to Armada vehicles in the second map. Both commanders switching it up. Nice. So yeah, this is the shallow part I was mentioning. We're gonna be seeing commanders porking up here and here, and probably also gathering their forces in here. But yeah, that is in a few minutes. In the beginning, we will probably be seeing some rover action, trying to get some damage done on the other side. Here we got already the first rover going for the other side of the map. Busy Jack is a little bit later there with his walking to the third mechs, which Flying Duck did not have to do. So his rover is the first one to reach enemy territory. We need to see the best of 3. I don't know about that. It looks like Flying Duck is flying strongly today. And we've noticed Busy Jack in the beginning indicating that he is not feeling very well today. So maybe that is a bad move by Flying though. Just driving straight into that commander. Better job on this one, cleaning up the one little rover. And already the first blitz is out. Flying Duck straight going into another repeat. Did he miss his repeat on the lap? Flying Duck, your lap is idle. There we go. Looks like he's gonna go over with a few more rovers to defend. And one lonely blitz from Busy Jack going to the other side. So Flying Duck with no constructors expanding at the moment. It's still using the BP on the BP on the lap. So maybe Busy Jack can be a little bit more faster with the metal now, as he does have one constructor expanding. Rover's actually cleaning up the blitz there. That was pretty cool to see, but ooh, there's quite a few now going for the backline. They should be able to do some damage. So this is something we can see a lot of high-level players do when they reach the backline of an enemy base, to close the solars so that the energy production is interfered with. So if you hit a solar, it will close itself, it will get more HP, it will be more difficult to kill, but during that time, about 10 seconds, there is no energy coming in. So here you can see what I predicted a little bit before, both commanders gathering their forces on their beach. But it looks like Flying Duck is just diving in there. There is a commander there, so he knows he cannot dive on that one. They will just laser him completely down. Nice split up. Blitz is going north, Rover's going south. Busy Jack rushing to the other side. Yeah, he's putting up LLTs. He wants to halt the incursions on his land, but yeah, those two blitzes, those are gonna hurt. He really needs to get something else out than rovers, or he is in a heap of trouble. Whoa. This is not good for Busy. Two blitzes. He's producing his own blitzes. That's good, that's good, that's good. But yeah, his metal production is of course suffering now. That's 2 mixes down. Can he equalize now? Oh, nice. Nice. He can. That was pretty close for Busy there. And the LLT now stopping the incursions from Flying Duck. So his gamble to bring out the commander to the front, immediately building those LLTs, is paying off. He does have these mixes to rebuild. And quite a metal donation, 500 metal on the floor. Alrighty, so yeah, like mentioned before, both commanders now in the middle, trying to put up some pork to defend their beachhead. And then it's gonna be waiting to see if these commanders are going into the sea or just pumping out an amphibious constructor unit that can also just cap those mixes, because yeah, that can be a difference. Last week, for example, we saw one commander completely ignoring the water, but that gave us a huge metal boost for his enemy, because that's 6 mixes in the south and 6 mixes in the north. That's 12 mixes. That's a lot of metal, huh? But we will see what these guys will be doing. He's eating the lab. It looks like he has chosen to go with the frontal bot lab. Mr. Busy Jack is switching it up once more. After 4 construction units, Flying Duck is finally putting up a nano. But yeah, Busy does not have that luxury though. Might wanna... He's energy apparently, he's stalling, yeah. With 12 wind, it's not ideal, huh? You wanna have a big solar or at least some energy storages. Oh, and it looks like the first amphibious units are being pumped out by Flying Duck. And they are going straight for a non-existing expansion by Busy, so that's good for him, but still. If they reach the main base, well, what used to be the main base, now it is moved to the front, they can do quite a bit of damage. And one on each side getting pumped out, and also an amphibious unit. So it looks like Flying Duck will not be going into the water. He will be using an amphibious constructor to get those mixes. Busy Jack does not have that option, of course. He has a bot lab with no amphibious constructor in there, so... But bringing out maces now to get the front, and also a Centurion to deal with the blitzes. Centurion and blitzes is a good matchup. That's already 2 amphibious constructors completely going to capture all of these mexes. If Busy Jack does not contend that, he's gonna be in a bit of a trouble. Bit of an issue there for him. That's gonna be way too much metal for his opponent, and Flying Duck will be in a position to steamroll him. Army value is in his favor though. The rest of the sliders aren't, so maybe our red commander can get can use some magic, some bar magic, and actually do something. Because yeah, I think these amphibious constructors will be giving Flying Duck a very big economic advantage. Also, his Geo is getting constructed and actually will be up in about 30 seconds, while the red commander isn't even starting on that construction yet. So the energy production will be boosted quite heavily for him here. 3 nanos on his lab main base position, no nanos on Busy Jack's side. So yeah, it's again looking pretty good for Flying Duck. His amphibious tank has reached shore on the south side, is about to do so on the north side. There is a little bit of an LLT line in here, so maybe that is enough to stop this one, but yeah, as you can see, it can just go around, of course. Better positioning for this LLT though. Maybe we'll be able to capture or destroy that amphibious tank. And Busy Jack is crossing the waters. Maces firing down on the LLTs. Loses a few blitzes in the process though. And 1 mace. But still he seems to be going in pretty heavily. But he just lost 2 of his Centurions. It looks like he's eyeing that commander there. Flying Duck is hightailing it out of here. Janus' tanks and blitzes completely going to devastate. I think this one Flying Duck has to be careful. He cannot eat too many of these mace shots. Down to 30%, 28%. That was too close for comfort. Now Busy Jack getting harassed by units. 19, 16, 13. Ooh, 11%. That was close for both commanders actually. 1.5k metal on the floor here. So whoever gets this reclaim is gonna be in an extremely well position, and it looks like Flying Duck is putting up LLTs to defend that reclaim, and he's going for it now. He is floating metal, though he might want to get some more nanos out. That's what he's doing right now. And now also getting all of that metal. No. Army value is again almost tripling that of his opponent. Why are you inting your constructor, Mr. Busy? Is he gonna be trying to put up an LT on the base? On the shoreline, maybe? Trying again to poke at the commander. Oh, but Busy is getting also some shots there. That was a little bit of an overzealous beamer placement, but trying to get the constructor, but the resbot is saving that constructor. And it survives. Nice micro here by Busy, but now losing the resbot, that was his advantage. And now the Janus are just firing down relentlessly on the maze walk. Might wanna try to just back up a little bit and to tempt Flying Duck to enter the water, but smartly enough he's just staying away. Oh, losing both constructor units there. And that's a lot of tanks now. Going for the other side, and the commander is gonna be in a very big problem here. 26%. All of the shots are missing though, luckily for him. Maybe a Deacon can save him. Oh, he's cloaked. He has managed to escape. But yeah, the reclaim field is growing, and look at all of these res bots just resing everything behind it. Emre is playing Yesyan Kuchi. We're gonna be seeing him pretty soon. He was playing Maratus, I do believe, and BusyCheck is calling it. That means Flying Duck has scored his second point and advances to tournaments and sends home MIDI BusyCheck from the Mado clan. Unfortunately, thank you for participating, Busy. I hope to see you next week once more. But Flying Duck was too much for you, and if you are still going to finish your dinner right now, I wish you a very nice dinner. Alright, let's switch over to the website. Here we are, the bracket. So Teddy is still playing Hayaji on Mariposa. Victoria is busy with Cool. 8 minutes. Flying Duck that we see just finishing. And Emre seems to have won from Marathos 2-0. So that means Emre is going to be fighting Flying Duck. Maybe we can jump into Teddy versus Ayaji for a second. Or we can wait for Emre versus Flying Duck. I think I want to see Teddy playing. So let's get back into the game scene. And then we can go look for Teddy. 7 minutes shouldn't be long to catch up. No worries, James. I'm happy to cast this. It's always fun to do. Yeah, Chris, that was close for those commanders. Both commanders almost had it there. But unfortunately, it is BusyCheck that loses that fight. Unfortunately for him, of course. Flying Duck versus Emre. That's gonna be a big one as well. But anyway, we are going to focus on Hayaji versus Teddy. Like initially Hayaji was the one being very aggressive on his half there. And that should be the catch-up phase. There we are. Alrighty, so let's see. Hayaji with a hell of a lot of solars, completely solar actually, and into Cortex bots. And Teddy is doing the same Cortex bots, but he has chosen for advanced solars with winds. At the moment, that seems to be in the advantage of Mr. Teddy. Slightly producing more energy per second. Total energy also 20% advantageous for him. So looks like energy-wise, Teddy is in the lead. Medal wise, it's basically the same, 56 versus 54. Only three. Actually, well, I say this 56 versus 56, so it's actually equal right now. So yeah, both players pretty close to one another at the moment, so this might turn into a long slugfest. Quite a big force here on the south though, and there's not that many units for Teddy. This might be a problem for him. So Teddy is tournament winner. You can't see it really good, but he does have the Viking head on top of his commander. That's a cosmetic for winning one of the official bar tournaments. Teddy is heavily involved in those tournament plays. He is present in most of them, so it's really exciting to see him here in Fight Night as well. Last week we had, and the week before, we had X Factor Live contending, which was also pretty cool to see, while Teddy is going into the air, transitioning straight into some flying fortresses. Heihachi has done the same, but hasn't really produced any units yet. Naval Wilds, both commanders have built their naval lab, while Teddy is already eating it. He just pumped out two naval constructions to get the mixes. The lab from Heihachi is still up though, and it looks like he's double expanding on the south side with one idle one over here. Probably gonna be sending that one. Okay, so double expanding on both sides, so he will be capping those mixes a little bit faster, which is needed because it looks like Teddy has already capped quite a few more here. See a vehicle transition here by Heihachi going into incisors. Of course, a very good counter for grunts. But his northern and southern army now have to collide to defend the middle, as Teddy has made some strides over there. His backup is coming as well. Should be quite equalizing both forces, so that's a huge infantry presence here, with a few incisors in the mix for our blue commander. And looks like the scout was the first unit for the blue commander, just providing some vision. And then he's pumping out shurikens, while Teddy is going for air superiority in the form of fighters. Oh, thank you, Busy. If you want to do some predictions, go right ahead. I don't know if 57 viewers is going to be enough to actually have somebody or a few people predicting. Because yeah, if you want to gain points, you do need a few people actually spending points, of course. Huh? Smart this sub, I think, from Heihachi. He should be able to clean everything up. Since Teddy has no naval map, he has no counter for that. Potentially giving Heihachi a big advantage here. And completely shuriken down that incisor army, that he might want to be sending his shuriken in, his fighters in, and that's what he's doing now. A bit surprising is that Heihachi is not retreating with his shuriken. But he is responding to the air fight. Seems to be winning that one. Huge fighter in the middle. Missed that a little bit. Founders pounding away on both sides. Yeah, do it in the start of the game, Busy. So the first few minutes. Do / prediction in chat to open up the menu, and there we can configure the prediction. The shurikens are free. The shurikens, the incisors are free. Also 2-pounders in the mix. Potentially reaching the main base. If he can kill Solars, it's going to be detrimental for our blue commander. While he is completely focused on the center of the map and getting harassed by a shuriken. Now the shuris are going for the incisor push here in the south. Islanders also responding. Do need a little bit more APM to get this under control, but it seems to be going really well there. Middle fight, it seems in favor of the red commander. Trying to sneak by with a few pounders though. North side also good for Teddy. It looks like it's shifting a little bit into the red commander's favor, but there's a lot of backup coming in for Hayaji. If the Gamba is lost, do the points go into the void? No, if you lose the Gamba, the points go to your opponent, and if nobody is voting, you will just get your points back. So imagine putting 1,000 points on Teddy, nobody is getting any other Gamba in, you will just get your 1,000 points back at the end of the Gamba. No, they don't go into the void. But yeah, if you lose, of course, you lose your points to somebody else. That is, of course, possible. About predictions, by the way, if there are any children or concerned parents watching, there is no monetary value behind those points. It is purely aesthetical, purely for funsies. And one of the only cool things you can actually win with those points are a VIP status on the channel for 1 million points. Looks like Blue is really gathering his forces here. Might want to start rezzing these units up though. Apparently at the moment he's just using it as a mobile repair station. A few of them just getting a bit of metal there. He abandoned his formation. That should give Red Commander the opportunity to surround him, which is what is basically happening, I think, here now. And yeah, the balance has shifted to the Red Commander now. Blue has to retreat. Also, the naval side is getting turned into an advantageous position for the Blue Commander, using a few frigates to clean up anything going at him, and still a sub in here, so it looks like he rebuilt his lab and actually has some BP on it now, but might want to start pumping out some new units because these frigates are looking scary. They can reach his backline and get some wins down. Shuriken in the mix, got some roots fighting away, but Red Army is getting completely shurikened down, and fighters are a little bit late to the party. Good move by Hayaji. He's on top of his game at the moment. Sliders not really that big, maybe a slight advantage metal wise for Blue. The frigates have reached the other side, have done a few, done a little bit of damage there, but are now just getting volleyed down by the subs and the ships from Teddy. Voila, that's cleaned up. Ooh, big push by Teddy here. Seems to be through with quite a few units here. Ah yeah, that's why he was transitioning to tier 2. Hopefully he can get this under control. Commander in a good Stratega. Hayaji! Hayaji! Ooh, missing the first, but not the second and third one. That's good. Should be able to clean this up with his tigers. So nothing major done. He did lose a few mixes and some metal production, but he has the advantage of T2 units now. And also a Tsar at the front that should scare anything away. And no T2 transition. Teddy is going into bombers, it seems. Of course, all of these solars right close to one another are an excellent bombing target, of course. Let's see if he can get through. There are a little bit fighters there to defend, but at the moment only 2, so that's not going to be enough for Hayachi. So that's a bit of an issue here for him. Tiger chasing down the pounder. Gets a few kills here in the back. Oh, and again he's through with a lot of P1 units. And on the north side as well, it looks like the T2 transitioning is blowing up in the Blue Commander's face here. Tanks are everywhere. North side of his base, south side of his base, and they're just following down all of those precious solars. And also the bombers are coming in for the final kill. Focusing down the commander. Hayachi 17%.
Commander destroyed.
Ah, too bad, too bad. Teddy had that. Yeah, I think that T2 transition was a little bit overzealous in the beginning.
Battle ended.
That's unfortunate for him. I don't know what the score is though, but assuming this was a third or second game. So let's switch over to our brackets so we can check that out. Oopsie daisy, this one. Yun seems to be fighting Victoria on Tundra. Teddy and Hayachi, I would assume, is in favor of Teddy. And Flying Duck and Emre are already... Oh, they're playing on Special Hot Stepper. Let's go for Emre. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Special Hot Stepper, baby. Alright. I was hoping to see this one tonight. Nice, nice, nice. Emre. A lot of people in the spectator list of Valor, of course, very interested to see how this map is played. It's actually a very big map, so not really a classical 1v1 map, but yeah, let's see what these commanders can do with it. I don't know how the lava works on this one. I do know at the normal hot stepper it's like going higher every iteration, but I don't know if it's gonna be the exact same thing on this one, but I guess we will find out.
Welcome, Commander.
Just a little bit to catch up. Looks like Flying Duck is straight going for the big mix here in the middle. Thank you for the follow. Chochachos? Thank you. We do appreciate it, of course. We are over 6k followers, which is pretty cool. Going for the 7k. So yeah, busy. If you still want to do a prediction, you can. Huh? If you want to fight one, if you want to fire one up, it's still the beginning of the game. It looks to be pretty much advantageous for Flying Duck though here in the beginning. Emre going into the air. And no bot or no vehicle lab, which is a bit weird, but okay. So let's see what the lava is going to be doing soon. I'm assuming it will rise leaving these squares out of the lava, but everything else, I think, is gonna be
Battle
Emre
ended.
not happening with that one. Fuck you, X-Factor. Flying Duck is gonna be happy with that one. I do believe that's 1-2-0 for Flying Duck. Oh, that was funny. Emre being his classical self. I'm sorry, but I think this is extremely funny. Oh no. Quantum Energy Solutions. Hello from Brazil. I love 1v1 games. Great commentary. Thank you. Well, thank you, Quantum. Thank you. Always nice to do this for you guys. Hope you enjoy, of course. But if you do want to see me do things differently, or maybe you got some suggestions for Fight Night, be sure to approach me. You can find me on the Discord. My name is the same as in-game Shadow Whisper. So if you have tips or suggestions, they are always welcome.
Welcome, Commander.
Here we go. Emre a little bit more aggressively to the front compared to Flying Duck. Looks like Flying Duck is going to go Cortex, while Emre is going Armada. Yeah, indeed, Hungwell. I do think
started.
he just went D2 a little bit early there. Emre is still in a bad mood. Not wishing good luck for Flying Duck. Come on, Emre, don't be like that. He's going into vehicles. And what is our red commander going to do? Probably also into vehicles, I would assume. Oh no, bots first. Alright, so that gives a little bit of an advantage for Flying Duck, since there are a few trees to be reclaimed, which our blue commander won't be able to do, because he doesn't have res bots, of course. Alrighty, prediction is up for the next game, guys. If you want to win some points, be sure to participate in the Gamba. Flying Duck with a pretty greedy start, but looks like Emre, besides that one rover, is doing the same. Vehicles might give Emre a little bit of an edge here on this map. He will be able to capture these land mixes faster than a bot constructor can. Emre is gonna do his classical Emre move? No. Something he likes to do is park his rover right in the shallow waters, and they will be invincible over there, at least until Flying Duck can get some AoE damage on it. But at the moment, the aggression is on the Red Commander's territory. So Emre is the most aggressive here in the beginning. Seems to like be also very quick in expanding. These vehicle constructors are proving their worth here early on. Also the fact that he's using his commander to expand while Flying Duck is not is giving him a rather big advantage metal-wise, doubling the eco at the moment, well, doubling the metal per second income compared to Flying Duck. So yep, Emre is taking a flying start at the moment. Flying Duck is not flying that much here early on. Blitz is coming out, quite a few of them already going for the northern lane. Emre is actually starting to float metal even, so you might want to be starting to think about the nano here to be able to spend, oh, sorry about that, spend the metal. Blitzes versus Grunts is not a good matchup for flying, so he's retreating. But still manages to sneak 4 units here down the middle lane, which are about to enter the radar range from Emre. So we're gonna be seeing the response. There we go, 2 blitzes going to intercept, and a third one pumping out by the lab. Diving on top of that constructor would be very nice. If he can kill it, should be able to. Yes, he can. Getting the mechs as well. Probably also can win this fight versus the grunts. Yep, and he gets away with it. That's a nice kill there. He's gonna be happy with that one. While he is still cleaning up the last remaining grunts on his territory, he can again put some APM on expanding. But it looks like the metal production per second has equalized a little bit, 31 versus 33. So Flying Duck, by leaving his main base, seems to equalize over there. Hopefully Emre will remember his rascal here in his rover here in the back line before this one can put down an LT. And there we go with the nano, which is, as you can see a little bit later, is heavily floating metal now. That's a new song, I think. Invasive by West Basinger. Let's turn it up a little bit, because I don't think I heard that one before. Still, blitzes versus infantry units, giving the advantage to Emre. No transition by flying yet, but he does have a lot more nanos in his main base compared to Emre. He is putting down his second toe, but still floating on a lot of metal. Might even start thinking about maybe transitioning into, for example, stouts. But at the moment his blitzes are doing their thing and are blitzing through Flying Duck's main base. And yeah, you don't want to be chasing blitzes with grunts, of course, that's never good. And this rest constructed bots is in a bit of a danger positioning here. Looks like Emre is going to go into that direction. There is an LT though. Will that be enough? Just getting that constructor. He's again gonna be happy with that engagement. But Flying Duck's eco production is unfazed at the moment. He is still on the same level compared to Emre, and also finding the time to put out a naval lab might even put him ahead, because he will be the first capping C-Maxes in here. Two vehicle labs now. Looks like Emre is going into mass blitzes. I think that's a good call, since Flying Duck keeps on printing grunts at the moment. Emre learning from his earlier mistake into 1v1s, losing his commander quite often in a few fight nights we've seen him play in. But he cloaks it immediately when he sees those grunts going for him. Nice moves by Mr. Emre from Turkey. Yep, and using his blitzes to contain this push, actually getting a surround on them. That's a nice move by Emre, but ooh, a lot of units now going to the south lane. But yeah, his dual lab blitz production is pumping out units like it's no tomorrow. Finally able to spend his medal. How is the naval going? Already 3 mixes for Flying Duck. Also some subs to kill a non-existing naval force by Emre. And again, he manages to get a surround on those grunts with all of those blitzes. Already over 50 on the field. Ah, we see the vehicle transition from Flying Duck here. Let's put the music down just a little bit again. After that nice song by West Basinger. Emre noticing the vehicle transition. Vehicle and bots and dual vehicles for Emre. Also the naval lane is pumping out mixes, but at the moment it seems to be that Emre is in the more advantageous production, because he already capped a few mixes here in the middle as well, while Flying Duck is still recovering from before and still has a few mixes that were killed early on to rebuild, giving the advantage medal wise at the moment for Emre, but it's actually swiftly turning around at 68 now versus 56. But yeah, Emre really needs to do something about the naval part of his tactic, because yeah, you don't want to give all of those mixes to Flying Duck, huh? Looks like Emre seems to be retreating here. A bit unsure what to do. Founders pounding away on that stout, almost killing it. Massive armies now just standing, eyeing each other. Looks like the middle lane yeah, I think Emre is realizing that, and he's trying to stay away a little bit. Ooh, the APM stall here by Emre, but nothing major done. It is a big stout force that's starting to form here in the middle, though. That's gonna be an issue for Flying Duck. But unfazed, he seems to be jumping it. No, he's not. Did I miss something? Sorry, guys. Bit of a stalemate here. Both Commander's not doing that much. Either on the south lane though, there's two incisors trying to break through, but they are stopped by the LLTs, the light laser tower. Yeah, 60% advantage now for Flying Duck, metal-wise. Pumping out an entire Congo line of pounders here. That's a lot coming in for Emre there on the south lane. Yeah, it looks like Flying Duck is really taking advantage of the positioning he has. Might even want to be sending out some more to cap. He knows there is no naval presence from Emre, so he might as well put some metal into mixes in the naval side of the map. At the moment, it seems like he is not. Aerial transition now by Flying Duck. Looks like he's focusing fighters first. Next to the aerial constructors, we're now even getting more metal for the red commander. Emre is in a bit of an issue here. Again, an early T2 transitioning at a bad time here, I think. Both bulls are biting it pretty early in this fight. It looks like Flying Duck has smelled blood and he's going in for the main base here on the backline, but there is still a lot of blitzes to defend. Middle is not under control though. Emre, put your PP on the map. You need units, man, and you need them fast. Stats coming in from the west side. A lot of damage done here by our red commander, who is firmly staying at D1, which seems to be a good choice here. Emre is pushing out bulls, but is it gonna be enough? 109 metal income versus 50. Looks like the bulls are managing to scare away the T1 army for now. Maybe a small overextension here in the middle. I would maybe put out the Starlight in the mix, just get some long range on these bad boys here in the middle. But it looks like Emre is stabilizing, slowly pushing back Flying Duck to his own side of the map. But yeah, it did give the opportunity for Flying Duck to capture a lot of mechs here in the middle and putting up some pork. You never watched Emre win a 1v1 Immaculado? Well, then you gotta watch more Fight Nights, because Emre does win his matches. But at the moment, it looks like it is in favor for Emre. Excuse me, it is in favor for Flying Duck. I think it's a mistake on not going into the water here. He's leaving so many mechs here. And we got some bombers going in for Emre now as well. It does have flak out, so that's T2 flak versus T1 bombers, so that should... Yeah, bombers turning back, I would do that as well. That's just too many flags for those bombers to do anything. Quite a bull force forming now. He's still printing bulls though. And he's still trying to keep Flying Duck off his main base, which he is barely doing. So maybe Emre can now take the opportunity to start building some T2 mixes to establish some eco advantage, while our flying duck is still staying T1. Thank you for the follow, Sir Morak. We do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Alright, now Flying Duck clearing up his south presence on the central hills, let's call it. He is very ahead on the eco though. 124 income versus 60. He's doubling the eco from Emre at the moment. Yeah, Flying Duck is flying once more. Quack quack. Bulls trying to get some damage done on the middle, but are now getting jumped by all of this T1. One dying, two dying, third one low. Getting even a surround on these bulls. It's proving to be devastating for Emre. Is he still printing? He's still printing bulls. Doesn't really have that much income for it though, huh? Bombers have sneaked to the back line. Blacks are moving too. And Emre calls it. He's just too far behind. Nicely done by Flying Duck.
Battle ended.
And that is 2-0 for Flying. So that means he boots out Emre. I was not expecting that. Flying Duck is really on a fucking roll today. Jesus, very impressive plays by our Brit. Alrighty, let's switch over to the bracket. APM side. Oh, again, I'm on the YouTube thing. So, Emre advances, and he will be playing either... Well, maybe I should give this a refresh. No, it looks like Yun and Victoria are still at it, on Sirolata. So I think that's going to be the game we have to wait for. This Flying Duck is advancing over here, and then Teddy still has to play. So let's switch over to Yun. And let's find our bad boy Yun. Leave lobby. Yun. In here, I would imagine. Yes. Oh, they have just finished the map, it looks like. Does that mean Yun advances? Or does that mean... Yeah, it looks like it is, since Victoria is wishing him GG for the next one. So that's gonna be Yun versus Teddy. So I would imagine we can stay in this lobby and that Teddy will join us. And then, yeah, we have to finish this map before we can proceed to the final. No. He has won a few matches, Emre. He has. Actually, he's pretty high on the leaderboard. Even let me show you. The APM website even offers a Fight Night leaderboard, so you can go check for yourself if you want. But here you can see. So Emre is in second place at the moment. Rain is first and Sashkorin is third. Yun in fourth position, the guy we're going to be seeing playing against Teddy soon. Revan, the last 2 weeks he manages to rake in 2 wins and has captured 5th place. Akumar, who is currently on a vacation I think somewhere, so he can't play for a while. He does need to get a few wins under his belt if he wants to contend for the top qualifying spot though. Raider, Maratus, Raxel, and Hayaji make our top 10. And then the next 6 are also qualified at the moment. Victoria, Busy, Flying Duck, Nekuwada, Randy, Nemo, and Hayaji. So top 16 will advance to the Champions League at the end of the year. And so, yeah, so that's the leaderboard. Let's go back to the game scene while we wait for Teddy to arrive. I hear steady. Gucci. Does Gucci play 1v1s? Might we be seeing a Gucci presence in Fight Night soon? Well, if he wants to qualify, he's gotta start. So yeah, if anybody is interested into or would like to win $1,000 at the end of the year, it is still possible to qualify. As you can, as you have seen in the leaderboard a few ago, you can easily get into the top 16. At the moment, I think our 16th spot is at 6.5 points, and you get 8 points for the win. So it should still be possible to get in that and enjoy the action. Huh? Actually, number 16 is Victoria with 2.5 points only. So yeah, you don't need that much to actually be able to qualify. So if you're still interested, if you are watching this and you're thinking, maybe I should contend, definitely do so. We are going at it every Friday or Saturday, depending on other tournaments. So you still have a lot of weeks where you can contend. We are only in, July right now? So that's still half of a year of fight nights coming up. So let's say at least 20 fight nights still to go. So yeah. Looks like Yun is gonna be restarting his game. There he is, already back. And then we can start the pick and ban phase. Oh, I haven't switched over to the... Oh no, I did. Okay, cool stuff, cool stuff. How is the YouTube's doing? Duck is OP indeed, the wizard, yeah. Yeah, Chris, I think indeed Emre was pretty upset about that volcano map. But yeah, it's still fight night. It's a casual tournament. It's not official. So sometimes we do get some shenanigans in here. And for example, X Factor Live voted in that map. And I actually gave the opportunities to the guys via a poll on the Discord to deny that map addition to the pool. But they all voted to keep it in. So yeah, this is the democratic tournament. We follow the votes of everybody. So actually all of the rules in Fight Night have been voted in by the players themselves. The map pool itself, the prize pool distribution amongst the players, the single elimination format. I gave the opportunity for them to vote for a Swiss, as we are used to in Fight Night, but they wanted single elimination, and pretty much every single rule you see today has been voted in by the guys themselves. So yeah, I just wanted to give these guys the opportunity to fight in a tournament with the settings that they like. I think that's gonna be a formula for success for Fight Night, because of course we want to have all of the top 1v1 players in here, which at the moment we seem to have been pretty successful in. We're just missing quite a few players still. For example, Barkas TV. Would be nice to see him competing in this one. And maybe just another few players that haven't contested yet. Oh, Yun is speaking Big Hot Stepper. Alright. Guys, we're gonna get treated again by Big Hot Stepper. Nice. I am excited for it. I am all for it, baby. So the way this works is that they each pick a map, then they ban 2 maps. No, excuse me. They ban 2 maps, they pick 2 maps, they ban 2 maps, and then they ban alternately until only 1 map is left. Looks like the prediction is going off, so if you think Yun is gonna win, or if you're gonna think Teddy is gonna win, be sure to participate in the Gamba and win some points. Devils, Cirolata, Mariposa, all out of here. So we're gonna be starting with Feast of Hades. Then we're gonna go into Big Hot Stepper, and then potentially into a 3rd map. Oh, thank you for the follow, SitUID_run. Thank you very much. We appreciate it a lot. If you like what you see, guys, and you haven't followed yet, give us a follow and you get alerted when we go live. Yeah, that is pretty much on a weekly basis since we got Fight Night going down every Friday or Saturday, and every Sunday we got the King of the Hill event. And also tomorrow we got the Territorial Domination Tournament going down at 4 p.m. Central European Time, which I will be hosting together with Seth and maybe Rosie as well. So yeah, it's gonna be a nice one tomorrow. A completely new game mode for me, Territorial Domination. The maps are divided into squares, and then I think it's 25 minutes, and then the teams with the most squares win. The format is 2v2, v2, v2. So yeah, that's gonna be a very interesting stream tomorrow. So if you have time, if you're not enjoying the sun, be sure to tune in to the official Beyond All Reason channel tomorrow. Alrighty, Feast of Hades. I think in map you can go either way. Vehicles or bots. Both are viable in here since there's a lot of reclaim. So maybe bots in the beginning and then a fast transition to vehicles would be a good way of going at this map. We will see what these commanders.
Welcome, Commander.
Teddy versus Yun, 55 OS versus 54 OS, a very close matchup indeed. Both commanders starting a little bit more to the back. Teddy in the most defendable position here, I think. Yun a little bit more forward, a bit more centralized in his spawning area. Alrighty. Good luck, have fun has been called by Yun. That he's still contemplating a bit what he's gonna be doing, looks like. And the good luck, have fun by him. So that means we should be going pretty soon. If these
Battle started.
Press the ready button and they have. Alrighty, Teddy going Cortex with his Viking hat proudly being shown here. Let me just zoom. Teddy, stop spinning, please, so we can show you your Viking hat. Look at that. Pretty neat stuff indeed. And Yun is also going Cortex. Let's see if he's gonna be going vehicles. No, he's going bots. And what is Teddy gonna do is going straight into vehicles. So Teddy will have a slight advantage on the fact that he has the vehicle constructors who can expand faster compared to bots, but Yun is gonna be having the opportunity to reclaim all of these crystals, which you can see is quite a bit. 5.4 over here, 2.7k over here, another patch over here, another bigger patch over here. So yeah, that's a lot of reclaim that potentially is going only to Yun. Please allow me a 30-second break so I can get some more drink. Teddy with one rascal trying to make it to the other side, but that should already give him away that he has gone vehicles. Potentially harassing two constructors here. Looks like that's exactly what he's gonna be doing. But yeah, grunts should be easily taking care of that. A few more getting printed out by Teddy here. You didn't know comms could have cosmetics hung well? Yeah, they do, they do. I actually have one as well. On my commander, I have the pirate's hat. And then, for example, Nation Wars. We don't have Akumar today, so we can't show it. But in Nation Wars, they had pauldrons as a cosmetic award. Their flag, well, for the top 3 winners, was displayed, and then also with an aureole around it. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I think one of the nicest cosmetics into the game right now is the Nation Wars one. There is also the Viking hat. I think X Factor Life also has the Fight Night cosmetic on his commander. Can't really think of anything else right now. But yeah, so the Viking hat, that's just for winning an official tournament. I think Teddy won Omega last time. Radar placements. Jonas actually put his radar a little bit forward, giving him a nice view over the map. And looks like Teddy is surrounding Yun's expansions, eyeing maybe something he can kill, but at the moment doesn't look like he's in a position to do so. Now going into incisors, 100 of them queued, while Yun is still printing out grunts. So we got still an infantry versus vehicle matchup, which should give Teddy a slight advantage once the incisor have increased in numbers, of course, but at the moment they are just being used to protect the expansions. Yeah, Yun immediately retreating. I think that's smart. You don't want to be fighting an incisor with a grunt. Yeah, they are pretty cool, hung well. I agree. The cosmetics are something to be proud of, I think, in Bar. I think the few commanders that have them are pretty happy with them. Small grunt force trying to go for Teddy's installation here. At the moment, nothing major going on. This might be a problem here, but there is an LLT, and with only 4 grunts, that LLT should be able to hold. More incisors going also for a defensive position. And Teddy is just slowly expanding and using his units to defend his constructors. I think he's doing a pretty good job. Yun smartly taking advantage of the elevated position here. Incisors shouldn't be able to reach them, but they actually are able to, shooting down one of the grunts here. He's just standing on top of the hills here. Yun, a little bit annoying for Teddy, but yeah. Oh, he is through a little bit here. There's no units besides LLTs to defend. Is he gonna try to do the surround on the commander? It kinda looked like it was, but he's retreating it again. Can he get there before the LLT finishes? Speak for Jan, he's gonna be in a position to kill both of these grunts, but it looks like the eating power of the constructors are sufficient. Let's see who wins. 61% versus 10. No. That's nicely done by Teddy. Did lose one of his constructors. So. Looks like Yun has gone into vehicles pretty early. I think it's a good combination here, but I don't see any rest bots on the map though, so he didn't really take advantage of the crystals yet. Still a lot of E that he can reclaim, but he can't anymore. His lab is gone. Teddy in a nice position here to maybe put up a front lab, pretty close to the enemy territory. Is this gonna be enough to break through? I kinda doubt it. Again though, a bit of damage done here by Yun. Definitely the more aggressive player here early on, the first 8 minutes of this game. Has lost quite a bit units though. And he is managing to defend pretty well here. And that's a lot of insiders that are just going through here. Yun, you might want to be looking at this one. Looks like he has got it. Now sending an equal number of incisors to defend. They are gonna score a max here though. But that LLT and these incisors should be enough to defend, but another 2 mixes are gone. Well, 1 actually. No, 2. And it gets cleaned up. A little bit of damage done, nothing major though. Oh, mine layer in action here, putting up some mines. It looks like that he is moving into defend though. I was getting afraid here for this push by Yun, but I think he has it. And yeah, now going in 1 by 1 might not be the ideal formation for Yun. Still scoring a few mixes, and now an early bombing run as well. 2 bombers going in freely. Oh, no, it looks like that he has gone into the air as well and is pumping out some fighters to counter. That's just in time before they can do any major damage on his base. That's good for him. And the bombers are getting shut down. That's good. Army advantage slightly going into Yun's favor right now. 10% more for him. Oh no, excuse me, it's just immediately equalized. Okay. Pounders. They are a bit more expensive than the incisors though, so yeah, I think that's a good counter for the incisor. Pounders should be able to clean that up, but yeah, the incisors do have a lot of speed on them, so. Also in the side, a big incisor push here. The LT is gonna finish, but that's not gonna be enough to stop these, I think. Maybe with the lack of APM there is. No, APM is present. Yun sending in the troops. And that is, again, a few nice kills for Yun, while he's still on the loose here in the middle as well. Self D on the max, it's a little bit too late there. Shuriken now trying to stop the incursion. A few fighters coming to clean them up though. Where are these going? Okay, they're gonna try to stop the pounders. They are pounding away on the mines though. They did lose quite a bit of HP there, but nothing major. Now getting stunned. There are a few fighters though that could be sent in to defend. That's a little bit of an int there by Teddy. Just moving in those incisors. Yun is doing well early on here. Actually managing to get some insiders into the main base. Shooting some wins. Now some shurikens are attempting to stun that, so that should be able to clean them up. Again, running into some mines here, the pounders. Oh, look at that pounder go. That got just shot into our space almost. Yeah, Teddy is trying to shift the aggression now to the Red Commander's territory, but at the moment he's just running into a lot of mines everywhere. Really neat formation for those mines by Yun. Well done by him. There's still quite a few scattered around the map, but I don't see a mine layer no more. No. Any transitions here? Looks like Yun is full out going into tier 1 massive production. But with Teddy taking it a little bit more conservative. Fight is trying to get the upper hand here, but it looks like Blue has this one down. And can use his shurikens now again freely. But still, look at this damage here on this western side of the base. Frontal lap here. Ooh, can they actually get this? This would be a huge win for Yun. Shurikens trying to defend. Okay, it looks like Teddy has this under control. A bit of an APM stall here though on the south side, still moving in the shurikens. That seems to be a bit overzealous, but oh, maybe he can get one. Ooh, just with the last shot. Yeah, both commanders poking around trying to do some eco damage, but nothing major yet. Both commanders are in a position to just pump out some new constructor units and rebuilding those mexes. Great insider usage here, shutting down the infestor. The exploiter, excuse me, so now the other exploiter is getting stunned. That's a nice one from Teddy here. That's a lot of metal that he just shut down there. But eco-wise, all the sliders are still in favor of Yun at the moment. He still has a long way to go if he wants to get the upper hand in this one. At the moment, it is still favored for Yun. The Italian stallion is still going strong. The teddy bear from Finland has some catching up to do. I don't know about this duck and stout combination. I think I like Teddy's competition more here. Ciders, stouts and pounders. But it doesn't look like just stouts on repeat for Yun at the moment. Oh, he jumps on the lap. Gets the BP. Nice moves here. That's a good kill for Yun here. Getting that frontal lap down, that can be very nasty for Teddy. T2 Teddy? No man, don't know. 77 income is enough though. 88, 86 for 131. I think that's for the reclaim he's getting here. And here. Oh, that's a huge metal field actually. If he can secure this field, he can actually comfortably go into T2. Even after losing these two expansions here on top of the hill and around his frontline lab. Yeah, Yun just keeps on going for it, man. He's really pressuring Teddy here. Bit of damage done here by Teddy on the main base, but nothing incremental. Oh, this might be good. Nah, this is not enough. I think that LT will just... Actually, the duck makes it. And just keeps on walking, scores a mix. That's 3 mixes down once more. Yeah, that is putting our red commander ahead further and further at the moment. Nice retreating action here by Yoon. Good micro, avoiding major damage on this pretty big army. Not so much here in the middle though. Getting a surround on these 4 or 5 brutes should be able to clean them up. Don't see any oh yes, we do see a E2 transition from Yoon here. I was kind of waiting for that since he was in a comfortable position here. And he keeps on pushing back on Teddy. And let me tell you, that is not something you can do easily. Teddy is a very, very good player. But at the moment it looks like the Italian stallion is getting the best of him at the moment. And straight into tigers. I would always take the time if you are ahead. Advantages on the battlefield to put out the T2 first, but at the moment, nope, he's going straight into tigers. And Teddy calls it, he knows he's
Commander self-destructed.
down and under, and wants to proceed into the second map of tonight.
Battle
GG's
ended.
indeed. Impressive plays by Yoon. Actually ahead from, let's say, 12 minutes, right until the end. 83 APM. Jesus, Yoon is on a roll today. Let's see if he can get a win on the second map and proceed to the final. Second map. Hot Lips? Nope. It is actually Hot Stepper, the big one. Map big shit. Lol. Ah, there you go, you found it already. Alrighty, ready for game 2. It looks like Teddy is gonna be his first time on this map. And here we go, special Hot Stepper, a 32 by 32 map in a 1v1 format. Well, you don't see that every day, right? Yeah, indeed, flying. Yoon is doing amazing tonight. It definitely shows that he's been practicing. Taking a point from
Welcome,
Teddy.
Commander.
Not every commander can say that. Alright, let's see what these commanders are gonna be cooking up on this map. Emre, if you're watching, Watch and learn, man, because this map seems to be staying in the pool. Well, maybe. It could be one of them is getting voted out at the end of the day. You'll see. Yep, that was game 1 indeed. Yep. We're going into game 2 right now. Looks like that he's going Cortex. And we have to wait a little bit for Yoon. Both commanders taking the same spot. I think that's smart, since that's the only elevated position they can reach in their spawning location. Are a few 6.3 mexes scattered around. It looks like 6.6 even. Jesus, that is one spicy mix. But yeah, spicy mix that will get swallowed by the lava. I think it's a 10-minute mark that the lava will rise, so yeah, I'm excited for this one. This one is gonna be great. I got a feeling it's gonna be a hell of a
Battle
game.
started.
And let's go. Just like Armada for our Yun commander. Just opening up with 3 mexes. Is Steady doing the same? Yep. Both commanders opening exactly the same. But yeah, of course, the difference is in the commander's choice. Huh? Armada versus Cortex. Bots for Teddy. And bots for Yun. Yeah. 1.6k worth of metal. 800, 900. Oh my god, there is a lot of metal on the floor. Jeez Louise. Eddie's gonna be able to get some real metal behind him. Yun is also putting out even two res bots here early on. Eddie's straight going for a nano. But he's missing the metal. 13 minutes to reclaim, excuse me? 5 minutes to reclaim? What the hell? Alright. I guess that's something. 10k energy, 150 mineral. Okay, so that's a big energy boost that he's getting from this. Look at that energy, 479 with 5 windmills. It's just purely this thing that he's getting. And yeah, Teddy seems to realize that and is putting that energy straight into nanos for his unit production. And Yun actually taking the time to walk his commander. I think if you can capture this middle part and get that 5-0 max, which won't be submerged into the lava, couldn't be really strong. Looks like Teddy knows this map and he's going all out on the how is it called? The volcanic vents. Getting a lot of energy from that actually. Might even want to put down an energy storage here. And now getting some metal here. Large volcanic spire. Well, it is a lot of metal, but it takes a hell of a long time to reclaim, looks like. Really long time. He's been practicing all these maps? Ah, okay. Alright, Yun with Tix going to the other side, and Teddy going for Grunts. That should be advantageous for Teddy. like so slowly. And for not that much mana, look at 7, 14, 12, 11. It's not giving him that much mana. My Yun is just leaving the volcanic vents alone. Surprisingly. So, is it gonna be 5 minutes lava or is it gonna be 10 minutes lava? I actually don't know. Teddy has got into the air and is pumping out some bombers. And also, Yun is doing the same, but he's going into constructors first. And immediately eating the lab after one constructor. Or two? No. Just one aerial constructor is enough for him. Oh no, excuse me, he has actually 3 of them. It's going around now on the triangles, putting out some more metal production for him. Oh no, Teddy, not the pillars. Is he again going for... I don't know. But yeah, we're gonna be seeing what is gonna be happening with the lava rising. I think it will be rising, actually. It kinda looks like, you know, with that green patch here in the middle. This is also called Hot Stepper. I would imagine that it's gonna be rising in 4 minutes 30 seconds. Nice LLT placement here, cleaning up a small grunt invasion. Bit of an APM stall from Teddy's commander here. Is Teddy gonna bomb or tick? Teddy is bombing a tick. Okay, Teddy, why not? 3 bombers in the air. That gave Yun plenty of time to respond though. Putting out a few scouts. And going into fighters. Trying to get the bombers. Small aerial force defending though. Getting one bomber, can he get a second one? Looks like it. Both commanders not that intent of doing damage at the moment, just expanding. And now already 19 grunts on the map for Teddy. And 9 pounds only, but a few incisors, a few blitzes, excuse me, as well. Small advantage, well actually a big advantage for you in army-wise. Doubling the army value at the moment. That's pretty big. Incisors being used effectively here. No fighters coming in. Yes, there are fighters coming in though. Trying to clean up the incisors. The shurikens. Teddy with a vehicle up right there. That's a weird position. Maybe you could have walked up here and built a lap over there. That it would survive the lava, which is coming in, I think, a minute and a half. And I think this is this higher than the rest, actually? Oh, it is. So potentially it's in a good position, actually. Maybe initially it will be just the outer ring. I actually have no idea. We're gonna be seeing it in a few. Insiders and pounders being produced. Bombers flying uselessly around and getting shot down in the process. Nice pounder connection. Still a huge army advantage for our red commander here early on. Only 10 minutes in and he's doubling the army compared to the other side. Let's see if Teddy can equalize a bit. The engagement here in the middle, the battle keeps on raging on. Not really one winner decided, but there is a constructor here slurping up all of that metal. 17.7k is a little bit misleading because that includes those pillars. But still, it does seem to be a reclaim map, this one. You get multiple resers just getting all of that juicy metal. I would bump out a lot more, Teddy. Triple lap here in the middle by Yun. Teddy moved on and is capturing the middle 5.0 mechs, but is completely disregarding the 6.3 mechs scattered about. Maybe he didn't notice. And Yun did get those mechs. Putting him a little bit ahead on the metal side. A little bit, actually already almost 50% ahead on the metal production. And 2.8k versus 5.9k army value at the moment, so still heavily favored for Yun. Actually taking the time to put down one of the... Why is the lava not rising, by the way? Anybody know if this lava is actually gonna be rising? It's hot stepper, right? So I would imagine that lava is gonna be rising. Ooh, what is this? Luckily they have been stunned by the shurikens, otherwise this would have been major damage here on the main base by Teddy, but he also has this base, of course, which is also already growing pretty big. But yeah, 3 laps on the other side, pumping out tucks at the moment. Actually, excuse me, maces. Yeah, Yun is looking strong here. Almost gets that mix, but not quite. But yeah, if you compare the map presence, Yun is covering a lot more compared to Teddy at the moment. A lot of shurikens though. Mace is moving in on the middle. Commander has to take a run. Looks like the maces have no issue cleaning this up. And removing Teddy from the high elevated green patch of land there in the middle. The lava has already risen? Really? Did I completely miss it? Huh? I didn't see any lava. What the hell? Am I going blind? Oh my god, look at all these maces by Yun. 35 of them. Jeez Louise, that's a lot of maces. Looks like Teddy is going into tucks to counter. He has to really print these out though to equalize the massive army here in the middle. Very big aerial presence as well for Yun. who is patrolling the middle here. Few anti-air units coming out though to maybe get rid of the fighters. So then at 15 minutes it should go again. Alright, let's keep an eye out. In 30 seconds we should see the lava rising once more. Taking damage? I would imagine these mexes, or at least this radar post, going down. Anyway, 20 seconds to go and we will see if we make it that far. Oh no, actually. Nice surround here on the maces by Teddy. Should be able to get these. But there's a lot of reinforcements coming in. Don't overextend, Teddy. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't see lava. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is rising now. Okay, now it is rising. Okay, so it actually just goes into a circle and narrows the circle down. It's not like it's going up and down like on the small hot stepper. Okay. We are learning, boys. Oh, look at Yun just going into the main base. Teddy eating a few shots there from the maces, has to retreat. Is he losing this entire base? This is bad. Oh, and even Banshees on Teddy as well. Can the commander survive at 50%, 65, 60? There is anti-air though, luckily for him. Banshee's getting shut down. Ooh, but look at all of the units. Teddy is in a lot of problems here. Using the D-gun doesn't... He's on repeat on the D-guns. But still is losing his, I think his main base. Oh, and even his other base is getting shut down as well. That is a GG for sure. Yun! Oh my god,
Commander
he actually
destroyed.
wins versus Teddy. Well done. The Italian stallion advances.
Battle ended.
Nicely done. Yeah, taking the head start from the beginning. It looks like he practiced a little bit on this map for sure. And since Teddy was downloading the map early on, I don't think he has that much experience with this map. It's probably why Yun was performing so much better. Yeah, I didn't notice you actually lied who looks for him, and welcome to the chat, by the way. It did actually just creep in on the sides, making the map smaller and smaller from the sides out. I did not know. But anyway, maybe we're gonna be seeing this map again in the final? The final is gonna be played with Yun, who has sent Teddy home, actually. So, let's head over to the brackets. Here we go. So Flying Duck versus Yun will be our final. Let me show you guys. Here we are. Yun and Flying Duck. So Flying Duck started off this tournament versus Busy Jack with a 2-0. Then he actually 2-0'd Emre out of the tournament. I think Emre was a little bit out of place by the hot stepper map, but yeah, it is what it is. And then on the other side, we've seen Yun sending home Victoria, now sending over Teddy, and now potentially we'll be sending home Flying Duck. Yun versus Flying Duck. I do believe the two most or best performing players of this tournament at the moment. So let's switch over to the game and find these guys for our final of the night. Duck. Here There he is. Alright, so Yun has to find this one and then we can get going. How is our YouTube chat going? Yes, Silver Sand, there was lava, so I didn't really notice, but the way that the big hot stepper works, the lava creeps in from the sides to the center. So every 5 minutes, it gets a little bit higher and higher and higher, and I think I would assume around the 30-minute mark, it would even engulf the middle part of the map. So yeah, maybe we're gonna be seeing it again here. It looks like Yun likes it, so maybe he's gonna pick it even. We will know in a bit. We just have to wait a little bit for Yun to arrive in the lobby, and then we will know. Alrighty, that gives me the opportunity to refill my glass of water. I will be right back. Alrighty, Yun has arrived. Yun has entered the battlefield, or at least the lobby, and will be entering the kick and ban phase here shortly. Unfortunately, Yun is banning Little Hot Stepper as his first ban. Let's see what Flying Duck is gonna be banning. It does seem like he's on the toilet. Fly, if you win, please delete that map from the pool. He doesn't like small hot stepper apparently. But he does perform pretty well on the big hot stepper, so I don't know, maybe. Well, we'll see. So as I mentioned when starting streaming, the winner of each week can add a map to the map pool or can remove a map to the map pool. So just to keep things fresh, you know, we got the entire year to fill with fight nights, 50 of them. So it's a dynamic map pool to keep the game interesting and fresh. What is this? Oh my god, they added emojis. Look at that. Bar has emojis, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, Comet is out of here. Okay. Tundra is gonna be our first pick of the day. Well, today of this final, actually. All right. Special hot step for a second map by Flying Duck. Alrighty, so first Tundra, then Special Hot Stepper. Guys, a little bit of confusion about the picking and banning, but it's still going. So now we should get another pick. We got a ban on Feast of Hades. Devil's Postpile is out of here. Red Comet is out of here. Mariposa is banned. I think there's gonna be at least one game on either Heartbreak Hill or High Noon Remake. Gasback Ravens is in. And here we go for the first map, Tundra V2. So Tundra, Special Hot Stepper, Feast of Hades, I think. Okay, here it is. Thank you, Flying Duck. Tundra, Special Hot Stepper, Pools of Edis, Mariposa, and Gasback Ravens if it gets to Game 5. Let's get going for our final of the day. This one is a best of 5, so while all the other rounds are best of 3, now the commanders are going to be fighting for a win on 5 maps. Well, the best of 5 maps. So either a 3 wins in a row gets you the victory.
Welcome,
or
Commander.
potentially we're going to be seeing a 3-2 and the full 5 maps. Alrighty. Looks like mirrored spawning positions for our commanders. Flying Duck is going Cortex, and Yun is going Cortex as well. That is a weird choice, in my opinion. This is, I think, a vehicle map, since this is quite wide open with only 2 chokes here on the side. But maybe they want to reclaim the trees. That's why they're going bots. We will see in a moment. Maybe one of these commanders are taking vehicles. Not clear as of yet. A 2 mix opener looks like for Yun. And Flying Duck is walking for a third mix. Going into solar, the wind is quite low. That's, I think, an valid choice. Looks like he's going into bots. I assume Yun is going to be doing the same. Whoa, that is a long walk, my friend. That is going to be putting you behind quite a bit, I think. Flying Duck is going to be starting his lap already. Okay, walking over here to build the lab. That is pretty weird. Anyway, we'll see why he does that soon, I guess. Flying Duck already finished his lab. What is he going for? 2 constructor bots into 1200 grunts. I'm doubting if we're gonna get to that number, but yeah, who knows? Who knows? It's still beyond all reason, huh? Oh, Flying Duck actually has the Fight Night cosmetic on his head. I didn't notice up to now. Look at that, the grunt with the big boxing hands, the Fight Night cosmetic for winning one of the previous Fight Nights. I don't think Yoon has cosmetic. No, doesn't look like. Alrighty, vehicles for Yoon. First unit is a constructor. And going straight into incisors. But yeah, he's a little bit behind. Flying Duck already with 2 constructors expanding. And he just put out the first one, who is actually still building winds. A little bit of a slow start for Yun there. I don't really know what's the reasoning about walking all the way over here to put his lab down there. Maybe because he wants to be quicker on those 3 mixes with his commander? I do not know. Radar up for Flying Duck. And he immediately spots the rascal actually getting into his territory. But he's already sending out a few grunts to mitigate that attack. Brrr. And the Flying Duck's opener is a little bit compared to Teddy. Not taking the aggressive stance, but just using his units to defend his expanding constructor. While Yun is going for the other side though. One lonely grunt from the red commander trying to make it to the back line, but there's already an LT in place, so that won't do very much. Maybe he can jiggle around and get a mix or 2. We will see in a bit. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, I'm sorry, boys. I hope I wasn't on that scene for too long. Jesus Christ, newbie mistake there. I'm sorry. In 90 seconds, the view will be the view will be changed. I do apologize for that one. I'm sorry. Alrighty. Sorry, I had a few messages that I had to respond to. My gamer crew is wondering where I am. Just reply to them that, yeah, I'll be streaming for at least an hour more before the final is done. Incisors fighting away on the grunts. But that seems to be enough grunts to deter Yun for going in. He's taking the engagement though. Trying to bait in Flying Duck. Nice micro. One lonely gets some damage on the mix, but is cleaned up. Other insiders are just still going for some damage, trying to wiggle around the defending force, but it looks like Flying Duck is too smart for that and is diverting his army. But yeah, insiders are fast. Can they be the first to jump on this expansion? Do get the constructor, but to what costs? That is 3 or 4 insiders going down, but that was a nice kill on the constructor though. Nano going down for Flying Duck. How is the BP going for Yun? Just his command at the moment. He is starting to float a little bit metal. Yun does not have that issue at the moment. So this icon here with Flying Duck means he's a contributor. I actually nominated him for that role for making the APM website. Like a few weeks ago, I think I saw Patak asking if there were any contributor suggestions, and I put Flying Duck's name forward just because he's doing such a lovely job on the website, which is actually a really good tool for us tournament organizers. You know, it is much more easier to use compared to, for example, Challenge. It is customizable. He has added Gamba. There's leaderboards in there. So yeah, that is very, very helpful for us organizers. Besides jumping on those grunts, they are all going to die. Maybe one gets away, but not even that, I think. Nope, not even that. But they did jiggle around now, but there's already another group of insiders ready to counter. Let's get the mix there and the radar. And Flying Duck now trying to get some mixes, succeeding into that one. Can they get the insider as well? Yes, they can. But the constructor has jiggled away. Unfortunately for Yun and fortunately for Flying Duck, he still can expand with that one. Well, still, I think pretty nice defense here by the blue commander. Let me check if I'm still on the correct... Yes, I'm still on the correct view. That was unfortunate earlier. Insiders still rolling around into red territory. Yeah, definitely Yun keeps up the aggression here early on this first 9 minutes of the game, and he's done quite a bit of damage as well, giving him some nice metal to reclaim. As you can see, wait, let me check constructor. 495 metal, 300, 400, that's still easily 1.5k metal here, scattered around on Flying Duck side of the map. So yeah, and the res bots are coming out, but at the moment they seem to be just resing the army. He isn't interested in the metal at the moment. Alrighty, looks like Flying Duck has put some tucks in the mix now. That should get him some more DPS versus these insiders. But again, Yun is jumping on that. Oh no, he is actually not. That's a weird jiggle. I think he had the numbers here to jump this, but he doesn't. He goes up for the surround on these two lonely units there in the forest. Oh, a little bit late there with the course adjustment, but I don't think this is gonna be that much. Actually, that's 2 units with no LLTs in space, inside, so actually this can do some major damage here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mechs potentially in danger here. Yun is gonna have to respond to that, but it seems like he's preferring to just jump on Flying Duck's base. And that's a lot of incisors, should be able to clean up at least 2 of these LLTs, but that's, he's happy with 1 actually. Now Flying Duck on the other side going through as well, potentially killing Constructor here. Taking the time to walk over there and killing that one. Or it might get away actually. Nice. Oh no, there were 2 more coming in, I didn't see that. And then yeah, these 2 are just wrecking all of these mechs as predicted. That's not good for Yun. Flying Duck is taking a nice start here early on in this game. Well, early, it's already 10 minutes or actually 11 minutes in, but still. It is still early and Yun already calls it. He realizes that Flying Duck was
Battle
just a better
ended
one in this one. And I think in the stats you will see... actually no, it was only in the end that Flying Duck really took a bit of an advantage over the Italian stallion. Alright, game 2 on Special Hot Stepper, baby! Are you guys ready? Expected Life, I don't know if you're listening, but thank you for adding that map, man. I kinda like it a lot. I'm also happy that that we got this dynamic map pool with the opportunity for our players to add a map. It keeps the games interesting, you know. Each week there's a new map to be played, new map to be practiced upon, new map to see shenanigans potentially on. So, yep. It makes it streaming it also interesting. If it's every week the same maps, you know, it gets boring. Yeah, but with these new maps, with maps getting added and removed, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. How is the YouTube's doing? I'm sorry I haven't watched. Yeah, I'm sorry. Open Society about that one.
Welcome, Commander.
The higher OS guy is getting the blue color, and the second OS guy is getting the red color, Doc Snyder. It used to be the other way around, but for some reason now it is like this. So you can see Yoon has 55 OS, so he gets blue color, and then 53 OS is the red play. Like I said, it used to be the other way around. I have no idea why it's like this now. Sorry again about that weird scene selection. I think I pressed some button or something that showed the wrong scene. I have no idea. But anyways, it is game time for the next... Only 130
Battle
points.
started.
Well, we don't have much gamblers into the chat today. Surprising. Does anyone know how to remove units getting out the hotkey? I didn't even know that was possible. Fine. Yun is going into Armada. And Flying Duck is going Armada as well. Oh, that's actually pretty high. I didn't notice how high it was early on. Only. Alrighty, in a bit we will know the map composition, the lab composition of the commanders. Alrighty, Yun is going bots, and it looked like Flying Duck is doing exactly the same thing. So we got Armada bots versus Armada. Whoa, excuse me. Armada bots versus Armada bots. Of course, a red bot as the first unit, I think on both sides. Actually, no. Yun is starting up with... No, it's a res bot. Never mind. Both commanders going into the res bot. Probably, if they are smart, immediately going for this high energy outputting volcanic vent. Nope. Actually, no. He's going for a vent on the bottom side. Actually smart. This vent will probably be submerged in lava at 5 minutes, so yeah, it's maybe better to save the vent for later. Oh my god, that is pretty OP indeed. Look at that! Might want to fix this, map makers. This is a little bit too much, I think. Look. Oh, we're turned around. Wait. Blue on the right and flying duck on. There we go. Yeah, Aiden, it's actually being picked a lot tonight. I think this is the third time we are playing this one. I was not expecting that, but I must say thank you to X Factor Live for adding it, because I am highly enjoying this one. Whoa, that is a very early mix here by Flying Duck. Well, E-production is not that big of a difference at the moment. Small advantage for Red, but... Oh, straight into the air by Flying Duck. He must be cooking something. 3-minute Geo right there. Nicely done by Yun, but no units really to speak of, besides a few ticks scattered around the map. But at the moment it seems to be working out for him, and Yun is straight going for the middle mix, I would assume. First these 4 and then probably going on top of the hill to get that juicy 5-way map. I hope Yun has realized right now that there are 6.3 mixes and 6.6 mixes on the map as well, which of course are pretty high value mixes. Might wanna pull out a constructor and straight going for those mixes, and it looks like Flying Duck is doing just that. Immediately going for the 6.1 mixes. Even with a flying constructor, I would actually also prioritize the high mixes to build first. I mean, this is worth 4 to 5 mixes. So yeah, build the 6.5 guys. They will give you so much metal. Yeah, guys. Yeah, don't worry too much about the map. I mean, it's for funsies. Eh? Remember, Fight Night is a casual tournament, eh? So. But the lava will be rising in 10 seconds, so I think these mixes are going to bite the dust. So maybe it's not that smart to get these mixes. Maybe these would be a smarter choice. And I think Flying Duck is listening in. Actually, which is impossible because we do our streaming with a delay, of course. Not really that much aggression. A few ticks scattering around on Yun's base, but not really that special. Almost completely ate the vent here. Is anything special happening if you eat it? Probably not, it's just gonna disappear, I would imagine. That is 6 metal per second less for Yun. That's a big difference, actually. Oh, Yun with a frontal map positioning, the same as we saw Teddy doing. Probably to support his claim on the middle mix here in the middle. The middle mix in the middle. Aerial constructors being used by both commanders to expand. Okay, the back mix isn't really getting taken yet by the lava. It It doesn't seem to be rising anymore, so okay. I don't think 5 minutes is the first lava rise. It looks like it's gonna be 10 minutes. Or I completely missed it again, but oh, no, I did. Look at that. There are already mixes inside the lava here. But still, that's quite a while that these mixes can survive. I think they will be engulfed at the 10-minute marker then. I'm hoping the game will go on a little bit longer this time. I'm wondering what will be the last phases of the lava, you know? Is it gonna be completely submerged like the normal hot stepper or not? Maybe we will find out together pretty soon. A little bit of an int here by Flying Duck. That's LLT doing the Lord's work and saving 2 constructors from demise. I'm pretty sure the aircraft are gonna be damaged by lava now. Wasn't there a change about that recently? I would not imagine flying units being damaged by lava, since they are hovering above the lava. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would say no. Flying Duck also with his frontal lab. A bit of an APM stall though there. Yun is taking the lead on the metal portion of the map. He's already expanding and even capping a bit of the high valued mixes on the side of the Flying Duck side of the map. So is he going to be reclaiming this one? Yeah, it did rise a little bit on the corners, that's right. But yeah, with this big of a map to cover, we are gonna be seeing this. APM stalls. These commanders only have 2 eyes, of course, so you can't be everywhere at once. Pretty hefty engagement here, though. It seems to go in favor of the Flying Duck. Yun trying to get a surround on these forces. Slowly getting the numbers down. He has more units, but they stop moving. Will they jump on them? Yes, they will. Nice engagement from Yun here. Rocket bots seem to be the choice here. He's going Mass Rakos. While we see a vehicle transition here for... there we see the lava rising once more. We are at the 10-minute marker, I would assume, yep. And the outer mixes are getting engulfed right now. Cool. I'm hoping we're gonna be seeing a little bit more of the lava progression here. It's a pretty cool feature of this map, I feel like. Both commanders have transitioned into the air as well. Small aerial fights breaking out. Maybe wants to put a few fighters guarding his triple aerial mix expansion here. If bottom mixes survive till 50 minutes, it's worth to take them. Yeah, indeed. Like this mix, 6.1. It's yeah, I think it will get engulfed at 15 minutes though, but still 15 minutes worth of 6.1 metal. You don't want to leave that to the you don't want to leave that on the floor like that. That's just leaving money on the floor. That's never a good idea. Not in bar and not in real life. Yun with a impressive line of LLTs here in the middle. Looks like Flying Duck was trying to make a move on the constructors here, but hasn't managed to find them. Res bots are gonna eat the dust though. Blitzes versus Maces and Rockos. Also some Maces now putting out. All of the army is going northward. Might be an opportunity for Flying Duck to go in now. Yoon capping the middle 5.0 mix. And also getting a surround on all of these blitzes. Hello Flying Duck, that is a major APM stall here. Losing quite a few units in the process. So much metal on the floor already. 17.4k. That's including those things, of course, so it's a bit deceiving, but still, look at all of these blitz wrecks on the floor. A little bit of an scouting mission on the enemy base there. Yeah, maybe Flying Duck wants to put out some more flyers. You don't want to give the aerial superiority away, of course. Oh no, he's going for Banshees. Maybe also good to snipe down a few nexus. Oh, look at that metal difference though. 104 metal per second for Yun versus 40 for Flying Duck. That is a huge difference. Did manage to clean up all of the LLTs here on the top. But now the Yun's army is approaching. He's just standing fast. I don't think that's a good choice though. You're heavily outnumbered here by everything. No transitions yet. Nice move by Yoon. Quickly restoring the LLPs to their former glory. Yeah, flying those flyers all over those LLPs is maybe not such a good idea. He loses the fighters. And Flying Duck calling it, he knows he's behind extremely much. 100 metal versus 34, that's just too big of a difference. And this middle army was about to push him out of the middle as well. Unfortunately, we have only survived 14 minutes and 34 seconds, and the lava didn't really make that much of an impact on the game. But still, a fun map nonetheless, in my opinion. Alright, that is 1-1, I think. So on to the next one. Flying Duck regretting his map choice there. Next one, Pools of Iris. Third game of this evening. So if you missed it, this is a best of 5. So it will take just a little bit more, a little bit longer.
Welcome, Commander.
Alrighty. Flying Duck seems to be going Cortex. And Yun as well. Alrighty, Cortex on both sides. I would imagine bots, since it's a pretty
Battle started.
Map. It's actually been created by Nep, the original creator of Fight Nights, years ago. Pretty neat looking map. This one is one of the purple area, when all of the new maps in Bar were purple for some reason. For example, Prismatic. So, is it gonna be bots? It's gonna be bots for flying? It's gonna be bots for Yun or not? Yes. Bots versus bots. Cortex versus Cortex. Alrighty, next prediction going down, boys. If you want to win some points, now is your time. Time to shine. Both commanders starting greedy with a constructor. Flying Duck being the greediest with 2 constructors as his first unit, and Yun taking the time to put a grunt in the mix to defend his expansions. So yeah, this map is of course, I think half of the size compared, even less I think, yeah, less than half of the size of Special Hot Stepper, so it might be going down a little bit more faster than the previous iteration, so we will see how it goes. Did they put up ranked actually? Yeah, they did turn off ranked. I think that's important. They can choose, by the way, if they want to play ranked or not, that's totally up to them. Flying Duck with at the most army value at the beginning here, a small 8% advantage for him. Causing a lonely grunt to retreat. Looks like the blue commander is slightly faster with expanding at 20 mil per second with 18 for Flying Duck. Also, the energy production is slightly in favor early on for Yun. One, two, three, four. You don't want to have that just go away. Is it actually building? It is actually building. Lol. A little bit of a visual bug here. Nano from Flying Duck is already down though. Another constructor going out. Both commanders being pretty greedy early on. That's 5 constructors for Yun. And 4, I think, for Flying Duck. Yes. Nano has a lot of issues going up though. Oh, already quite an engagement here in the middle lane. Going towards the south side of the map. Looks like Flying Duck just walked down straight through. And now responding. And a mix bites the dust. Flying Duck retreating. And the constructor already coming back to get those mixes up and running once more. Nice kills there. Flying Duck can be happy with that one. I'm wondering which clan is gonna be snacking Yun and adding him on their roster. Seems to be like one of the up and coming players. So I can imagine some of the high level clans interesting in adding him. Nice moves here. LLT to defend. And also a defensive force. Nice. Both armies gathering here in the middle. 19 versus 14. Small advantage for Duck. Also the LLTs there should be able to secure his 2 mixes there. Commander naked expanding though, and that's enough grunts to actually snipe a commander. Flying Duck is gonna have to be careful, but I don't think Yun has any idea. No, he doesn't know the commander is over there. He's still responding to a few grunts trying to sneak on through. And yet, once more, Yun seems to be getting the upper hand in the small engagements left and right. But Flying Duck has turned on the printer. A lot of grunts coming out now. Might wanna reclaim the medal before going, but okay. Yep, both commanders taking it easy early on, and also both of them just printing out grunts non-stop, and also a few bombers in the mix for Yun. Actually, 3, 4, 5 on the field. Are they going for the commander? No. Trying to hit moving grunts is a big ask though for these bombers. Might wanna focus on bombing something non-movable. Fighters coming in to defend. Ah, that was the idea. He wanted to shoot the army and then bomb them. That could be a good combination, but at the moment, I think you gave too much time for some fighters to be produced. Yun. Bombers, yeah, are retreating. I think that's a good idea. Oh, bit of an APM stall here, but okay, that's a lot of LTs, even putting up some twin guards. But still, a few of those nasty grunts managed to sneak on through and are scoring mech kills at the moment. Thank you for the follow, Fluffy Bush. Thank you very much. Shurikens being used effectively. And that's how you get rid of a invading force. Fighters are moving in though to clean them up. Don't let all these units go by. Okay, he's responding. That was a little bit scary there. $131 grunts. Jesus. In total, 158. Alright, one of the commanders has transitioned though into Tux. And then Flying Duck is transitioning into vehicles, probably insiders, if I can take a guess. BM? Is that your guess, Glizzy Gobbler Goblin? Okay. Maybe. Time will tell. big army advantage here for Yun. 50% more at the moment, probably because of this group of ducks here. Whilst the vehicles are not being produced, actually none of the labs are producing anything at the moment. Flying Duck, you might want to turn something on now. Ooh, but that is a nice engagement here. He actually is getting most of the grunt army down. Might want to retreat for the tugs though. Ballsy. But a bit of an overcommit, it seems. Yeah, after killing most of his opponent's grunts, now losing 75% of his own grunt force, causing him to retreat. But there are now incisors arriving to push back on the incisors as well. Flying Duck moving in his commander, pretty ballsy move considering all of these ducks here, but I think he feeling confident with the presence of the shurikens. There's no fighters as of yet going in, now they are, only 2 though. And the fighter is actually making a really nice sweep there, defending the shurikens. The Flying Duck is in a very good position here if he can get all of these ducks. Move in those incisors, what are you doing? Duck! Duck! Why are you... Ah, there we go, what the hell? Oh, this is not good for our champion from Italy. His entire army has been shooted down, even the rest bots. A little bit late with that fighter defense though. Shurikens have to retreat, and the ducks are free once more. It is unfortunate. I think he was in a position to completely win this fight. Now it is Yun that is heavily restoring everything that went down here. That might shift the tables back in favor of Yun actually. Man, it's a nail-biting fight, this one. Jesus Christ. Any other transitions going down? No, we still see 2 bot labs for Yun and a aerial lab. Vehicle, bots and planes for Flying. Like a little bit more diverse on the British side. A bit too late with the retreat on that constructor unit, unfortunately. He loses it in the process. And looks like Yun is jumping on his expansion here in the middle. And has managed to rest everything up here. Giving again a nice army here in the middle, but it's still Duck actually who is ahead army-wise. And now he's in a very good position here on the side. Yun in danger of losing a hell of a lot of mexes here. Even potentially damaging his main base. Heavy engagement here in the middle as well. Ducks versus Stouts. Ducks versus Ducks and Stouts, let's call it like that. And it's going to favor of Yun at the moment. The red spot's going in for the heal. Yeah. But there is backup coming now. Oh, and the incisors actually made it into the back. Getting the converter field and killing some more wins. Absolutely no reaction from Yun here. Sending everything forward. Yeah, he's losing the main battle in the middle as well. He has no choice to go forward and is using an incisor though to get these incisors. Might want to eat the incisor, but nope. He's just getting volleyed down here. And 1 Duck coming in to clean up though. Yun on the back foot here. Flying Duck is taking the charge in this matchup. His own army of reserves now coming to the front as well. And still this one incisor. How many kills? I can't see it anymore. Flying duck in the middle of a heap of metal though. 4k of metal on the floor. Both commanders close to one another here. Fight is heating up here in the middle, for sure. Both armies following at each other. Nothing really dying. And there goes a few ducks. Can they get him? Nope, the stout survives. Flying duck is, yeah, has the bigger army here, and he's also complementing it now with more tanks. Well, Yun's army is primarily ducks. Fighters over Yun's base now, shooting down anything that comes out from the lab. But a few nettles going up though should be able to clean that up. Yun cloaking his commander and retreating, while Flying Duck is still eating all of this juicy metal, actually resurrecting all of the units, complementing his army, and now 100% advantage for Flying Duck here. Looks like Flying Duck realizes he is ahead army-wise and is now using that army. Still has a lot of metal that he can reclaim or resurrect here, and that's what he's doing. Yep, that is gonna be one hell of a big army here. 124% advantage at the moment for the Red Commander. A few mech skills here in the middle. He's gonna be happy with that one. Yun still forced to retreat. Ah, he's made a T2 transition. That's why he's going a bit slower. Yeah, that took the momentum out of him, and yeah, that's a lot of ducks, but yeah, look at that army in front of him. It's massive. And he's splitting up his army now. One portion going straight for the expansions, while the other one is engaging the main army. A slugfest, ladies and gentlemen. Nice hit for the spybot though. Can he jump on these units? Taking advantage of the heighted position. That's really good for him, causing Flying Duck to retreat. But look at this. Look at this. And Yun is just standing there building wins, and he's about to get jumped, I think. What was that? What exploded there? Is that a bedbug, actually? Fiend's coming out, but I think it's too late for Yun. It's just too much coming from him. Maybe his commander can turn the tide with nice D-guns here. Kinda has to. Another spybot hit, but then the bait coming in. Boom! That's a nice hit, but is it enough? There's still so much in his base. And those fiends are not gonna make a difference. Again, we see a T2 transition blowing up in the face of a commander. I think Yun is gonna call it, and there we have it. So GG has been put out there.
Battle
Flying
ended.
Duck with his second win in the final. That is 2-1 for the APM clan member. He took the lead in the middle of the game and never gave it back. Yun with slightly more APM though. Alrighty, so that means we're going into game 4. Mariposa. Are they going straight into it, or are they gonna call a little break? No, they're going straight for it. Let's go, boys. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Welcome, Commander.
Alrighty, Mariposa Islands. A map, I think, created by Ice? No, actually, Nikuxis. One of the OG map makers. I don't think he's that active anymore. Not too sure about that one. Anyways, Yun Cortex. And Flying Duck going... Oh, ballsy. Ballsy's move by Flying Duck.
Battle started.
And he's getting Armada. I think that would mean he would go into vehicles. And Yun is sticking with his bots. Desperation T2 busy? I don't know. Maybe he saw all of those stocks and was thinking, yeah, maybe Spybot / Bedbug would be a good combination. It kind of worked out, but he was just a little bit too late. If he could get them like 2 minutes earlier on the front line, they could have been used by in an offensive way, and now they were forced to actually be used defensively. So I think Yun still was in the game. So maybe if he would have stayed with T1, I think he could have held on a while longer. But in any case, I think Flying Duck was really ahead, medal-wise, army value-wise. So, is he going vehicles? Yes, he is. The Flying Duck is going into vehicles, and Yun is actually also going into vehicles. Alright, surprising. He's leaving his bot life behind. And he's going straight for vehicles. Oh, that's a lot of LLTs planned there on the middle there for Flying Duck. One lonely rascal making it to the other side of the map. Even with his first constructor coming, but it's already out for Flying Duck. Looks like he's taking a greedy start. Second constructor already out and about. Well, Yun is still building his second one. What's gonna be the third unit? Offensive units. Okay, 24 rovers. That's quite a bit. One little one over here, but no radar yet, so he doesn't have any idea and it's just spotted now. And the rover has it. Now his rover is making it to the other side. Maybe he can get something more done. Dual expanding from Yun, while Flying Duck is actually splitting up his expansions. At the moment, it is Flying Duck who has been producing the most metal. Maybe this dual expanding comms can prove to be a difference. The third one going for the backline. Alright, getting cleaned up. Not that much going on right now. A little bit of a rover push, but the rascals are in position. Now heading to the middle. Bit outnumbered though. Can the LT be up in time? can. That should put these construct in a position to expand, which is exactly what they are doing. Did score a mix here in the back. And another one over here. Yeah, Flying Duck doing a bit of damage here on Yun. Flying Duck taking advantage of the shallow waters there. A bit of a cheesy play, but yeah. Nice jiggle. Can he get a mix? One under construction. Nice LD. Cleaning up that one. Could have just used the rascals, of course, but oh. And the first blitzes are entering the battlefield. Oh, there's already one over here. Nice spread here from Yun. Also going into incisors, the blitz equivalent. Still 33 versus 29, slight metal advantage for Flying Duck early on still. So that should put him ahead on metal produced. Yeah, already 400 metal produced more. That's quite a few units, of course. And the aggression is on the blue side of the map. That is good for Flying Duck as well. Yep, early on it looks like a slight advantageous positioning for Flying Duck here. Yun forced to rebuild his mixes in the back, putting him in behind just a little bit more. That's already 10% now. It can be big in the end. Bit of an APM stall by Flying Duck here, getting the incisors the opportunity to jump on those 4 blitzes. Unfortunate blitz got caught on the wreck of his partner in crime. Alright, now Yun is taking the aggression to the other side. His incisors are looking for an opportunity to do some damage, but I don't think he's gonna be finding it in that matter, and he is forced to retreat. Again, Rascal in a position to kill a mix. A rover, excuse me. Will he self-deed again? He just gets the kill and also gets that mix. That's 2 kills, putting him further ahead, already at 20% advantage now. Oh, but the blitzes are flanking these incisors now, should be able to kill a few. But there are enough incisors to counter here. And again, Flying Duck is taking the aggression to the blue side. So yeah, it's 2-1 for Flying, so if he wins this 4th game, he is our weekly champion. Just 1 point away from ultimate victory for Flying Duck from the Great Britain. Expansion-wise, it's looking a little bit better also for Flying, I think. He already capped a few mexes here in the middle. Both commanders not going into the sea yet. Oh no, excuse me, there is amphibious units going for the naval mixes. Flying Duck is actually going for a lab though, so that should be able to put him in an advantageous position naval-wise. Again, poking on Yun here. Trying to kill a few of these incisors. But it does look like Yun manages to defend. But now they are jumping on mixes. No LLTs built, although it's like the third time he's building this mixer. Maybe he wants to add 1 or 2 LLTs because Flying Duck just keeps on jumping on those expansions and actually scoring kills. Even the constructor here. Late with the retreat. Maybe the insiders can now finally get them. Nope, they're still jiggling away. Insiders seem to be a bit faster, I think. Speed 101. 85, yeah. 80, oh no, sorry. So the insiders are a bit slower than the blitzes. Not that much, but still a difference. Can Yun now finally score a few kills? Looks like he can. Want to maybe get the surround on these. It's 2 constructors kills, that's nice. Oh, but the middle here? Oh, come on, Duck, that's not a moment to just park your units there. But that's what he's doing. And he loses his units in the process. He could have done some good damage here, but only 1 mix is the tally. Aerial transition by Yun. Fighters in the air. Both commanders actually have transitioned into the air. Small air fight breaking out here. And that goes in favor of Flying Duck. Yun retreating his remaining fighters. Constructors, transport is being used to get the constructors where they're supposed to be going. Nice micro here by Yun. Yeah, he equalized it actually. He's now already slightly ahead actually on the metal production. So Yun is crawling his way back into this game. Probably also because he's faster on the naval mix expansions. But Flying Duck is now going for it. Has eaten the lab, so just constructors on both sides. No, oh no, excuse me. There are a few subs there. That's gonna be good. You can get those nasty amphibious constructors out of the water. And can get all of these mixes, potentially. Yeah, Duck is gonna be happy with that one. Looks like blitzes are making it to the back line. Luckily there's an LT here for you. LT gets cleaned up though, and yep.
Battle paused.
Yun with a tactical pause.
Battle resumed.
He seems to have a little bit of connection issues. He's slightly behind. Yeah, and those blitzes are getting an opportunity to get even more kills while there's just a few tanks just standing here. Is Yun still in? He has a small delay, but it's like a few milliseconds, so nothing substantial. Sub's taking a weird route. They should go for the mixes, I would assume, but no. And these blitzes just keep on cruising by, doing some damage. Finally, they die. Pounders now going for the middle. Pounders versus blitzes is gonna be a good matchup. But yeah, the Pounders do have to get into position. Yun eating a few submarine shots there, has to retreat. Come on, Flying, get those mixes. Oh, Flying Duck trying to push through here on the northern side. This could be big. Main force is still in the middle there. But he retreats, going for the backline mixes first. Maybe a smart move to focus on the economy before going for the kill. Surround on the... Oh my god, all of these Pounders, that's a lot of metal. Oh, that's not good for you. That's really not good. But still, he scores a few kills there on the northern side of the map. Starting to look bleak for our Italian stallion, unfortunately. That's a hell of a lot of tanks here. Army value doubling now. That one from Yun. Flying Duck is flying once more. This boy is cooking tonight. Impressive place by our proud representative of the British nation. Impressive, none for sure. Few units now trying to sneak by. There's actually quite a bit of tanks with some high damage potential, getting chased by pounders and blitzes who are actually going same speed as the pounders, so they're gonna be too late. A few blitzes trying to mitigate, but they will not be a problem for all of those tanks, I think. Luckily there are a few LLTs to help dealing with that. And now there's enough units to, again though, a few max kills. Big fight here on the western side of the map. Right into the choke. And that looks also to go into favor of the red commander. And the wall is actually being troublesome for Yun. Stucking his units there. I would actually maybe also try to get these mexes, maybe use this sub to get the remaining naval mexes. He can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that he can kill. Just like this one. Why not do it with boats? It's weird. Anyways, it looks like Flying Duck is going for the kill. It's not that much army-wise opposing him, so he has an opportunity here. Shurikens can throw... what? They are EMPing a wreck for some reason. So yeah, that of course gives Flying Duck the opportunity to bring in some fighters to clean them up. Pounders desperately trying to pound on that tank army, but it looks like the stouts are unfazed. You're not making the same mistake as earlier and trying to go T2. He remains in T1, but look what is rearing down on him. All besets on all sides. Our poor Italian. In front of his base. The west side of his base. All being eyed here while... yeah, and there we got it. Yun is calling it. He was behind very much there. Nice team up by Flying Duck, and that means that he is our champion of tonight. Flying Duck taking spot number 1. He is
Battle
our
ended.
champion of tonight. He is our alpha contestant. He is Mr. Winner. Yeah, again. No, actually now taking the lead earlier on than before and never giving it back. Statistic wise, yeah, big energy difference, big economical difference. I think mostly because Flying Duck made some subs and killed all of those mexes from Yun, and that gave him the opportunity to actually... I really needed those 8 points. Phew, trying my hardest. Red stuck. Alrighty, so that is it for tonight. Let me show you the bracket once more. Oh, that's again the YouTubes. Here it is. Brackets. So our champion proudly displayed here, Mr. Flying Duck from the APM clan. So he started off fighting against Busy Jack, winning 2-0. Actually sending Emre home 2-0, quite a feat there. And winning 3-1 versus Flying versus Yun. This is not correct. 3-1. Submit. There we go. All right. So I think the leaderboard takes a while to update. Yes, indeed. It's not updated. Let me give it a refresh. No, not updated yet. Alrighty. So that means that I can say goodbye to you boys and girls. Remember, tomorrow at 4 o'clock we have a territorial domination tournament, which I will also be streaming. 4 o'clock Central European time. So it's going to be a 2v2